Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name's Teresa and I'm the Cardboard Crafter, and welcome to my Countdown to Christmas series, a series of projects between now and Christmas to get me ready for the festive season. And this week it's gift wrapping and boxes, and as you can see, I'm making these little ones today. Now, just to let you know that these are something that I saw about 3 years ago, three and a half years ago, on the Pootle's Papercraft. I'm pretty sure it was Pootle's Papercraft channel. And I made them at that time for a little jewellery set for my daughters. Now, my friends' daughters are teenagers, so I've bought them some jewellery as well. And I didn't like the box it came in, so I thought I'd revisit these. Okay, let me put them to one side. I've got a little bit of a twist on this one, but I'll show you when we get to it. So all you need is 6x6 papers. Now I'm trying to bust this stack that I bought. I'm pretty sure I bought it last January. Probably, I'm sure it was from the works, and probably around £1.50 or something like that. It's a lovely paper pack. And I think I bought 2 or 3 of them, so I've got plenty of them, so I'm trying to bust them and use them up a little bit. Now you will need 6x6, or in this case this one is 15 by 15 centimeters, but I'll give you the measurements in both metric and imperial. So grab your papers, or grab your first one. So this is for the outer box. So which I want this one, I think, for my outer box. So in imperial you would use your envelope punch board, and you would punch at 2. Whoops. So you'd punch and score at 2, then you'd slide it along to 4 and punch but don't score, then turn it and do exactly the same, punch and score at 2, slide to 4, punch but don't score. Because this is a 15 by 15, I'm going to do it in centimeters, so I'm just going to pop that in, and our centimeters are 5 centimeters, so I'm looking for the 5. So I've got my inches across the top here, and then my centimeters are down here. So I'm just going to slide that to 5, punch that through and do my score, and then I'm going to move it up to 10.5. No, that's for the other one, just moving it up to 10. Sorry about that. So I want 5 and 10 for this one, but I'm not scoring on this one, so I'm just going to turn it round and move it again to 5. So punch and score, or score and punch, whichever way you prefer. Move it up to 10, punch and don't score. Again, let's find 5, punch and score, or score and punch. Move it up to 10, which is there, punch, don't score. Last time, 5, punch and score, and then up to 10 centimeters and punch. Okay, or if you're doing it imperial and you've got a piece of 6x6, it's 2 inches and 4 inches all the way around. If you haven't got a scoreboard, and you'll have seen this tip or this idea in my stacking boxes tutorial, what you will do is you'll bring in your ruler and measure along the one edge. You'll measure at 5, so you'll bring in your pen, you'll put a notch at 5 and a notch at 10, then you'll create a triangle like that. So the way I did it is I cut down, so I've got my notch here, I cut straight down about 1 centimetre, then come in each side to create that that triangular shape on both sides. then turn it round and do exactly the same. Put your ruler there, mark at 5, mark at 10, cut down from the mark straight down 1 centimetre on both of them, then come in at an angle and cut away that triangle, and you do that all the way around on that piece. Then once you've done that, I'm going to corner round the corners there, so I'm just going to bring it in and corner around it in my punch board. If you've got a regular corner rounder, use that. If you haven't, then you can decide either to keep the point, or you could, if you've got other punches, corner punches, you could make a little fancy pattern there, or you could corner around it with a pair of scissors using like a bottle. So you could put that on there, draw around it, and then cut it, whichever takes your fancy. Now then, let's see if I can find the best way to show you this. So I'm going to fold and burnish first of all. So there's only 4 score marks on this one to burnish, like that. So last one. So I've got them all burnished. Hopefully you can see that a bit better. So I've got a score mark here and here, and then one going across there and there. So I'm going to bring my scissors, and it doesn't matter which way you do it, it really doesn't, because these are all the same measurements all the way around. So you're going to bring your scissors in, and you're going to cut along this score line here, this score line, all the way down until you meet that next score line that goes across like that. So I'm just bringing my scissors in and cut all the way down to that first score line there. Then you're going to come over and do exactly the same on this side, all the way down to that first score line like that. Once you've done that, you're going to turn your paper all the way around, because I now want to come down on these 2 score lines here. So I'm turning it all the way around. So there's where I made my first 2 cuts, and I'm going to do exactly the same on this side, all the way down to that first score mark. Now the nice thing about these scissors is that they cut all the way to the very point, and they don't cause that little ripping. If you have a pair of scissors that don't do that, don't cut all the way to the end, then I suggest when you do cut down that you cut down mid scissor, otherwise you can end up with a little tear there. Okay, now this is the way that I do the next bit, but it's entirely up to you. Now what you'll find is you've got, when I try to put the box together, I'm going to glue it like that, so you've got an overlap here. And the way I get rid of that is I just fold them across like this, put my scissors in the middle, and then where they join, just cut straight down like that. So we end up with ever such a small thing there. So I'm just going to cut that away, a tiny little overlap. Now there's no overlap at all. So I'm going to do the same this side, bring in my scissors, cut through both of those layers like that. Tiny bit of an overlay. I'm going to cut that. Do them one at a time if you're a bit nervous about it, or you don't like that idea. That's not quite lining up, so I don't cut quite straight. There we go. So that's the way I do it, but do whichever works for you. Now then, before I start gluing, this was the idea I had. If it works, this video will go up. If it doesn't, then I won't. So I'm just going to grab some baker's twine, and I've cut small length. Let me see, this is bring my scissors in because I've lost the lean on here. I've lost all, so that's about 11 inches on there. So I'm just gonna put it together like that, and I'm going to tie a little knot in that end like that. Whoops, lost that one. Of course I'm all fingers and thumbs because the camera's on. So pull that tight like that. Okay, so I've got a little loop like that. I'll leave that for a minute and I'll show you when we get to it what I'm going to do. Actually, let me think. Where have I put it? There we go. Right, so ordinarily, and on 3 of them I am going to. So I'm going to grab my glue and I'm going to glue, put some glue on those, on 3 of these 4 tabs. So just those 3 for now. And on the 4th one, I'm going to put a little piece of double-sided tape. Let me think. Okay, like that. Peel that off with my nail, if I can get it to come off. This is an experiment. I haven't done this before, so let me see. So I'm going to lay that across like that. So it's caught on the tape like that. Let me just trim those back a little bit. Been a bit too enthusiastic there. Oops, just trimming that back. Get rid of that. And then I'm going to bring my glue in and glue the rest of, because that double-sided tape is only there to hold the baker's twine in place. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the baker's twine as well, and I'm going to do that one first. So I'm going to bring that up as I would with any other. I'm going to bring it up, and this tab I want to glue onto here. So I'm just going to bring it up, line it up, and hopefully that knot is just outside there. And I'm just going to squash that together. The double-sided tape should grab there for me, and then the glue will do the main bulk of the work once it's dry. So there we go, line it up nice, holding it steady. And I'm going to, it's a bit awkward trying to do this and get it on camera as well. I'm just going to make sure that's all lined up nicely, and then I'm going to use my bone folder to just push it into the paper there. And then I'm going to bring this one in, line it up, push it down, get my bone folder again, push that down, make sure that's lined up beautifully. There we go. And then do the same on this side. So all lined up, using my fingers at first to sort of push it into place, and hopefully that's that will all grab and dry. So there we go. So I'm going to pop that to one side and let that dry. And now I'm going to bring in the second piece. Now this is going to be my inner box. So I'm going to bring out my scoring board again, and exactly the same as I did with the first one, but this time I'm going to score on all of them. So popping these in. Now instead of doing it at 2 and 4 inches or 5 and 10 centimeters as I did, I'm now going to do it, so if you're in imperial, it's 1.7 no 1 7/8 that you're going to punch and score. Move it along to 4 1/8 punch and score, and do that all the way around. Again, I'm using metric. This is a 15 by 15, so I want 4.8 centimeters. So there's the 4.8. So score and punch, score again, then slide it to 10.5 centimeters, which is there. So punch and score again, pop it back in and do it at 4.8, 5, 6, 7, 8, punch and score, bring it up to 10.5, punch and score, because this is the inner box, so we need these extra score marks on here. So 4.8, 4.8. I'm getting my metric and my imperial mixed up. Punch and score, turn again, last one. So 4.8, punch and score, and 10.5, punch and score, and pop that in there and corner round again like we did before. This is very similar to how we did the first one, but we've just put those extra score marks in so that we can create a fold down lid. So again, I'm going to burnish, fold and burnish everything. So that one and that one. So with the other one there was only 4 score marks. With this one we've got I suppose it's 8 in total, so you've got 2 on each corner. So one longer one and one shorter one. And again, let me flip it over that way, hopefully you'll be able to see. I'm going to come to the corner, any corner, it doesn't matter, and I'm going to cut down all the way to that first score mark there. So cut down to that first score mark. So I've got 2 tabs that I've created there, and I'm going to turn it all the way around to the other side. So I don't want those 2, I want this one directly opposite the tabs there. So again, cut all the way down on both sides. Now this is my outside, so I'm going to fold these in like that. I can get my bone folder and just encourage them, and then I'm going to cut my tabs shorter. If you want to, then you can just cut one like that and one like that. I've made shorter tabs. You can make them as long as or as short as you like. I prefer to do it this way. It's just my way of doing it. So whichever works for you. So there we go. Grabbing my glue. Now I'm going to fold these back out of the way just to make it easier to show you how I'm lining them up if you didn't quite catch it on the last one. They're done in exactly the same way, it's just the measurements are ever so slightly different, just to make one box smaller than the other. And as I say, they're both either 6 by 6 or in this case 15 centimeters by 15 centimeters. So what you're going to do is you've got your tab there, and I want to glue it onto here. So you're just going to bring up those 2, join the corner together like that, and then on the inside push down the tab so that the glue has full contact with this side here. And then once you've done that, grab your favourite bone folder and just push it down as you can. If it slips, that's fine. If you've used a wet glue like I have, you can just take it off, line it up again using your fingers to maintain that contact all the way through, and then once you're happy, bring your bone folder in again and get that contact like you're pushing the glue into the papers. Again, on the other corner, bring those two up so you get a nice 90-degree angle, and once you're happy you're at the right place, just use your fingers to get that contact. Bring your bone folder in when you think you're ready, when you think you've got it all done and it's grabbed a little bit, and there you go. And exactly the same on this side. As I say, you can have your tabs as big or as little as you like. It doesn't really matter as long as you're getting some contacts. You wouldn't want to do them too small, but equally I don't like leaving them because otherwise you get a lot of bulk here if you've got that overlap going on. Last one, just lining that up on that corner, putting my fingers inside so that I can get some good contact between both of those papers, and then push it down like that. That's slipped ever so slightly. I put a little bit too much glue on, I think, so just sliding it back and get a good corner going on with that. Okay, so once you're ready, that's slipped ever so slightly, so I'm just going to straighten that like that. There we go, that's better. So once you're happy that things are as they should be, you can then close your box over. So I like to close them two sides, opposite sides, then other opposite sides like that. But you can do an envelope fold as well if you want, whatever works for you. Once I've got that, I'm going to grab some ribbon and I'm just going to wrap it around. So these are my top two, so that's the way I'm going to go. So I'm going to bring the ribbon. This was a great buy from a car boot sale about 3 years ago. All that ribbon for £2. I was very pleased. They had quite a few of them. I just wish at the time, I wish I'd bought some more of them rather than just the one. I think it would have saved me a lot of money in the long run, different coloured ribbons and stuff. So I'm just going to fold a bow, make a bow here. It's much easier to do when there's something inside. When it's empty like this, it's not easy because you haven't got that resistance against what you're trying to do. So just bring that round and pull that bow there like that. There we go. Oh, that's not a bad little bow. Quite pleased with that one. So there we go. So we've got our bow. We've got the outside of our box. So I'm going to put that to one side and I'm going to work on my box. Now before I do put it together, I'm going to grab my bone folder. Now that it's dry, I'm now going to, these edges of the paper, I'm going to just very carefully curl them back like that to create that effect. I do it before I put the box in, just because I can get my fingers in then much easier with these out of the way. So again, curling that one, and last one, curl it, get that out of the way like that, and then you can pop your box in like that. Now I want that to stay in there because I've got my little holder there, so I'm going to take it out again and I'm going to grab some adhesive tape. Where have I popped that? No, I had it somewhere. There it is. I'm going to make sure that's right in the middle like that, and I'm going to put some adhesive tape across the ribbon. So I use 2 pieces, one on either side, so one there and one at that end. I want this to grab. I'm going to put some glue on as well, because as I keep saying, I don't always trust the double-sided tape, even the red liner tape I'm a bit weary of sometimes. So I'm going to use some of my glue as well, but I want this on here just to grab it and hold it in place, and also it'll help me keep that ribbon in place as well. So where's my glue? There it is. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue across there, put some on the ribbon as well actually, make sure that holds in place all the way around there, and then I'm going to pop it into my box like that. So push it down, and I'm going to use my bone folder to just hopefully push that down like that. Okay, I'm going to put my thumb in the middle just to make sure I've got some resistance against it. And then we have our box finished. Now these boxes, I made these before I thought of then popping that string on, and then we can hang that on the tree, which I thought is a really nice gift idea for tree decoration, but also gifts. So that will now hopefully hang in my friend's tree for on the morning that their daughters get up and open their Christmas gift from me. I really like that idea, and I love the idea when I saw it originally on, I believe it was Poodles, but I love the fact that I've added a bit of baker's twine so that it can hang in the tree. Anyway, I hope you're going to have a go at it with or without the tree hanging twine. But if you want to check it out on the Poodles website channel, I'll put it in the description box below. But yeah, I really liked it. Oh, and if you missed any of my measurements, do go and check them out. They're in the description box below. I'll speak to you all soon. Bye for now.